Dr. Ian. Asari.
Yeah, can see you enjoying yourself.
I am happy. I am happy that we won.
You're happy
That's
that you jackped and left us.
that's okay. Now let's talk about it. Let's start that discussion. Um
Yeah,
yeah, let's start
no,
that discussion.
because like it's even more serious now. I don't know if you saw this. What do you call it? There's this convo on TikTok, right? I stumbled on it. There's one group. There's the Doctor. Is it Zita? If I'm right with the name, I think it's Doctor Zita. And then there's another camp. Is it Guatemala or something? And it had to do with like basically. I think she made a statement, and that caused a lot of people to you know speak against it. She was like after doing her PhD, like if you're a lady and you do your PhD, it opens you up to, special, specific group of men, a special category of men,
That's
and and it's been crazy. It's been crazy over the net because I think there is some there's an element of, I don't even want to say truth. There's an element of fact in there, but people have twisted the thing so bad that now they are bullying others with their degrees and certificate, and that is way not fair. That's also way beyond it. I mean, why would you do that? Why would you do that? I mean,
bullying
that's also over the board. But I say that because one other friend of mine, shout out to Ama Blue. um, I knew her back in school. She has always been a go-getter. We're both in students politics, but I think she was on the opposing team, but she was like really aggressive and stuff like that. And I admired her for it. So although she went to school and blah blah blah, all that, she makes time to bake also. She has a
others.
company that bakes and stuff like that. So I always draw a lot of inspiration for that. And I tell people like, you don't always have to be hardcore. What do you call it? All academic. You can
Yeah.
be both creative and academic too. But she
Yeah.
made a point, and I listened to it. I think I don't know when she did, but I saw the video today. And so she was like, "So where you are really contributes to, the kind of people around you and all." And I saw people in the comment section going like, "Hey, they are leaving the country because once they leave their country, they're exposing themselves to better men and things." And I'm like, "Whoa, is this where the whole Jakpa?" Please, our audience, Francis or anyone there, could you kindly let us know if you can hear us audibly, if everything is okay? Just let us know. Yeah, let us know, right? Because we're going on with this. And so she was like, so people in the comment section were like, oh yeah, like they're jackpine now, like they're getting out there so they can have like, a different set of people to
That's funny.
yeah. So I never even thought about it. We've always seen, the jackpine in a better life, jackpot for work and everything like that. But I never
Okay.
even considered. Thank you so much, Kai. K. Thank you so
Mm,
much. The audio is all
thank
good. I
you.
never, I never even thought about that. Like jackpot and like the dating pool. That's wild. I never, I never considered it. Not in my wildest imagination. I didn't think of that. So that's
So
an interesting
interesting.
one. Yeah. So people are going to Japan now because it's going to be a different set of specs for them to get engaged.
I don't think so. Well, I don't know. But what I have heard is that it's harder here. It's harder. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe because more people are now Japan, so it's easier to find like, different specs, like you said.
Yeah.
But back in the days, it wasn't that way. I mean, you would hear that, it's better for you to find your spec back at home before you
Before you
before
jump
you
out.
japa. Yeah.
No, right now, from what
Things
we're
have
hearing, like,
changed.
no, things have changed. We are not waiting to see what the specs here. We will go there and then find specs there
I
to
mean,
jump out
nothing
from.
nothing is holding
Ah,
you.
everything, everything don't cast. Okay, so let's get straight into it. Nengi,
Okay.
tell us, Mrs. Nengi Willie, it's a pleasure again. Respect to Dr. Etta for releasing you to spend
Oh,
some
thank
time with
you.
the wells
Jane,
over here.
thank
Respect to
you.
my two beautiful children. That's your children over there who are asleep. They made time to
Yeah.
sleep at this time, so we can have you.
Praise
We really
Jesus.
appreciate that. Okay, so tell us. Okay, first of all, a brief intro of yourself, but most importantly, what inspired or motivated you to Jakpa?
Hmm.
What inspired or motivated you to Jakpa?
Huh? This question is well, before I start, someone typed hashtag Japa. I think it was
Hmm.
James or so. Yes. And Stanley looked at me. Said, Mrs. Nengi, we go Japa. Oh.
Oh yes,
Like, it's like,
that's you can see she's enjoying herself. Look, she's all fresh. She has Jakpa. Yeah.
please, 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 please. I can't say anything. But how? You're fresh too. I was telling you they are looking fresh.
Oh,
You are fresh
anyway,
too. So
anyway.
we're all fresh. And Stanley, don't worry, you Jackpot.
Oh
Okay.
yes.
So you used the word jackpot, and for me, I never considered myself to have jackpot. But
Mm,
my husband is on the other side. He will own
mm,
it with his full chest that he jackpot. I
mm-hmm,
jackpot. For me, it's like, I just moved. But for him, jackpot is like running away. That term jackpot, I think it's a Nigerian term. It's like I'm taking my slippers and I am running. So that's like jackpot.
okay.
Yeah, but in my head, I did not jackpot in my own head. So it was what motivated us to leave was that
Mm,
my husband is a medical doctor, and um, when we met and we decided to get married, he had some of his friends that were already jackpotting. He
mm,
had senior colleagues that were already jackpotting. And at that time, he was doing his house job.
okay.
So he had that motivation. People had already spoken to him and told him, that's the will. This is what we are doing. We're going to leave. It's actually good. There are better opportunities there. Um, and we said we were okay, we were going to leave. As a child, I've always wanted to, travel out and all of that. So it was just in line with my own vision as well. But we were good Nigerians, and we are still good Nigerians. And yeah, yeah, we're still good Nigerians, and we believe my husband believed so much in Nigeria.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we decided to, let's see. In fact, for him, he decided to stay. Like, let's see what we can do. And then
Mm,
he went for his NYSC, and when he was there, he met another senior colleague who
mm,
called him and spoke to him and told him, "You see this thing? You have to leave."
mm,
And then we came together and we decided that okay, we're going to go. He had he's a medical doctor. He had the skills,
mm-hmm,
and for me, I was also looking for work. I'd done my master's, but I was looking for work and I was applying. I wasn't getting any job as well.
Mm.
So we decided that we were going to leave. Yeah, that was what motivated us. Economic reasons as well. We were going to get better jobs, get better opportunities, and we said, okay, let's go for it. So it was a leap of faith, I would say. Ooh, I'm a bit
I
cold. Sorry,
see.
this is one of the things in Jakpa land. Oh, I'm cold.
Oh, that's a nice term, Jakpaland. I
Jakpa
see.
land.
Jakpaland. Okay.
Okay, yeah, that was
So
it.
okay. Okay. Interested. You know, I like the way you responded to the question. So basically, what you're saying is you're still Nigerian, your heart is there for Nigeria and all that, but you didn't, it's like you didn't run away or anything, you just relocated. That's a very diplomatic way of.
No, 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 no. Seriously, we did not. For me, this is my own perspective. But for my husband, as the
Okay.
head of the home, and that's why I
Mm,
said my husband will own it with his full chest that he
mm,
jackpot. There's nothing wrong. I'm like,
mm,
I did not jackpot. I didn't jackpot. My husband would
mm,
say he jackpot because he's the head
mm.
of the home. He
Yeah.
had he knew what he wanted for his family, and
Mm,
um, if he had stayed, or from what we had at that point, or what we were seeing at that point, um, he probably wouldn't have achieved what he wanted to achieve. He wouldn't have
mm,
grown the way he wanted to grow. He had several opportunities, not opportunities. He wanted to do so much, but the
mm.
opportunities were not there.
I get you.
Yeah, so that was like I'm a very good wife. I'm submitting to his leadership, and so he was one that had that vision to jackpot, and he owns it with his full chest that he jackpot, and that's it.
So you jackpot with him.
Yeah, I jackpot with him.
Okay,
Stanley
sorry.
said,
Stanley
yeah,
has a point here. He says what? Exactly my point. Economic reasons. That's why. Hey, Stanley.
yeah, absolutely, yeah, that's it,
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, that's why people say they want to jackpot.
yeah.
Economic reasons are usually the um
The
economic conditions.
motivational. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's crazy. You know, Nengi. Although we had this life plan and I was looking forward to it, I was just saying, dear Lord, whatever happens, I don't want doomsaw. I don't want Doomsaw today. You know Doomsaw, remember Doomsaw, right? You
I
spent some time
remember
in
doing
Ghana.
so. Just
Yeah,
when I was about leaving there, he started that doing so
yeah.
thing.
Like
Oh God knows.
it's crazy. It's crazy. No plan, no no schedule, no remorse. You know, like, and you know what I realized? I keep telling people, I realize certain people love chaos. They thrive better in chaos. You know. Anyway, let's not go there
Yeah.
before it becomes very political.
It's the
Okay.
same thing. It's the same thing in Nigeria as well. We battle with no light. In fact, I think Ghana, you guys have
And I
had it. That's why people are complaining like this. You've had it. You've
it'll
had
be
it nice.
easier.
You've had it nice. You've had, right from when I was a child. We've not had lights. Let's leave it. Like there's no like we can't even complain. It's a normal for us in Nigeria.
Hmm.
There's no light, so nobody really complains about it. So you guys have had it nice. You really had it good.
I don't know if I should just accept that easily. Okay, okay.
Console yourself with it.
We will. We will try.
Woo.
Okay. So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced during the migration process? Okay.
Okay.
What were some of the challenges you faced? I don't think you just Dr. Etta got up and hey, family, I want us to leave, and then quickly let us know how long it took. What were some of the challenges you faced?
Oh my
Okay.
goodness. Okay, I think I like the way Stanley is really active on the chat,
Yeah.
chat section.
He says we're
And
still having doom, so we have
oh,
light out now. Oh my God.
has it gone
This
off?
thing is
Okay.
this thing is heartbreaking. Oh,
What's the
before
matter?
before you answer this question, Nengi, before I got married in like so this was must have been 2015. You know we're staying at Teshinugwa Estate.
Yeah.
When the lights go off, I pick a car and come to Nana's parents' house here at Oyarifa. When it goes off here, I just go back there because there was a schedule. So that's how bad it was.
Background.
It's irritating. It's
Look at
irritating. And
look
I
at
keep
you.
saying,
Look at you finding going up and down. Like, no, no, no. Yeah, I feel Ghanaians have really had it nice. I mean, why are you even complaining? Why are you complaining about this doing thing?
really?
People should stop. Guys, if you visit Nigeria, you would thank God that you even know when to move.
No,
It's
but
not.
now there's no schedule now. So it happens anytime. That happens anytime.
I now
That was
see.
that was in 2015 when there was a schedule. Now there's no schedule, so it happens anytime. You
Yeah,
know.
it's the same thing. It's the
But you
same thing
see,
back
my
home.
my challenge here, I know compared to Nigeria, Ghanaians have had it easier, but should we let things lie loosely like that?
No, no.
Because at the end of the day, the country gives you everything. And all we are saying is just lead us and put things in place. We're paying for everything. Your fuel as leaders, your fuel, your transport, we're paying you heavy salaries. Anyway, let's stay focused on the Jakpa thing. Let me not get political here. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was asking you, what were some of the challenges you faced?
Okay, so we were really young people when we
Mm,
decided to Jakpa. I'm still young. Can I receive I receive youth or youngness?
mhm,
But we were quite young when we decided to Jakpa. And
mm,
like I said, we were just starting our career or starting life. I had not even started anything really, but
mm.
we were just starting life. So we needed money. And the Jakpa journey is not cheap. It's not
It's not.
it's not a walk in the park. So we needed money to make that move. Um, we had plans. We were planning and having faith because the plans were plans that you would not even say, we'll say, okay, when I get this job, we will now save this, we'll save that.
Mm,
When I get this one, but those
mm.
things, how it is like,
Yeah.
but we just trusted God. So those were the challenges that we had. Funds, I mean, money was the major one. And then my husband had to write exams. He
Mm,
had to pay for those exams.
mm,
Even for one of his exams, he had to travel to the UK to write it. I stay in the
mhm,
UK. So he had to travel to write that exam. And it's not cheap. You had to pay for the flight and all of that. One really interesting challenge that we had was that our Japa plans fell around COVID-19.
Whoa.
Yeah. So
Okay.
for medical doctors, they have to write a couple of exams. So you write the first one, which is PLAB 1. That's if you want to move to the UK. You write PLAB 1 and then you write PLAB 2. Before you write your PLAB 1, you should get your IELTS and then that
Mm,
will allow you to, register for the exam. So I don't know if I can go into story time. So my husband had done his IELTS. He even had to write it again. So he wrote it, and those things are not cheap. So we wrote the exam and then registered for PLAB 1. In fact, that registration thing, I don't know. Thank God he did it at that time. So he took his PLAB 1 exams sometime in March. And
mhm,
immediately after the exam, once he just came back, we had the lockdown.
mm,
COVID-19 happened, and the whole system was, choked. People were trying to leave, and it was just hard. It was just hard to even get a date for PLAB 2. So we
Mm.
started our Japa movement or Japa plans from 2018, and we finally moved in 2022. So it took time. It took time. It took a lot of, will I say, sacrifice. We did
Mm-hmm.
not. We were just focused on the fact that we needed to leave. So you would not find us as young married couples or couple. Yes, as young married couple, you won't find us going to restaurants, chilling, and having date nights and all of those things.
Mm.
And every little thing that my husband was earning, we were trying to save it. It was hard to save it
Yeah.
because he was the only person working. So we're just trying to save that and work with that. So it was a very tough time. These were the things that I've said money, I've said the exams that we had to write, I've said COVID-19. Those were the challenges
Mm.
that we had in Jakpa.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just before we go on, I see a lady friend here, Ruth, and Ruth says, I mean, the jackpot is not my issue. The main issue I have with this jackpot thing is if they jackpot and they make the money or find the greener pastures they want, will they come back to help the country? Wow.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. I think your question is good, Ruth. And this is like, it depends on the individual, really. People decide what they want to do with their lives.
Hmm.
People decide what they want to do with their lives, and that's just how the world is. When you come over, when you come to, or when you travel to another country, you realize that there are many people from everywhere in the world. It's not
Hmm.
just Africans. Other countries are also migrating.
Hmm.
People migrate, and that's how humanity, or that's how life is.
Yeah.
So, and even when you move, people are being born in that country. You know, it's now left on the individual and what he has. The kind of values that he has to say maybe he will come back home and do something for the country or to help the
Yeah.
country.
I
Yeah.
like I like the way you you put it, Nengi, but let me just say this, just to buttress your point. I know a lot of times we want to make a positive change in a place, in an industry, in a country, or but we're not mandated to. Okay,
Yeah.
this is going to be a hard pill to swallow, even for Ian Asari of 5 years ago. It's not by force for anyone to do anything.
Yeah.
You're not entitled to, it's not compulsory for us to make any positive change. Okay, it will be a nice thing.
Absolutely.
It'll be beautiful. It'll be very motivational. But I say that because until we all realize, including the powers that be, realize this is uh, you know uh, a particular goal we all are aiming for. Let's not hang it on one person's head.
That is,
We've seen too many good people die out of trying to do the good things.
yeah. Yeah.
We've seen too many good people struggle in trying to bring about positive change. And what has the world done? Sometimes we don't even take our time to listen to them, you
Yeah.
know. Yeah. Okay.
And
But
again,
Ruth, thank you. That's a very solid question.
yeah, that's a
So
good question.
it's out there for everyone.
Yeah,
They're gonna
I
come
just
back
want
and
to
listen
add
to
as
it.
well. Yeah, people who also make money, who are
Mm,
making the money in the country. What are they doing? So they are
that's a
people who
good
are
one.
also. It's not
That's a
just,
good one.
yeah,
Those
and this whole making money
mm,
in in the abroad, I think it's let me put it this way: when you make that money, you are spending that money in that country. In your home
mm,
country, it might look like big money, but you are spending in line with, I mean, they come up with minimum wage and or what you need to earn based on the standard of living in that place.
Mm,
So whatever you earn goes into the system as well. It's not
mm.
like I've
Into
heard
the
people
cost
say
of
things like,
living.
yeah, you hear people abroad complain that, okay, they are sending money back home, they are making sacrifices, they are sending money back home, and the people back home are enjoying the things that they cannot enjoy in. Yeah,
Man, that's crazy.
that's what it
That's
is. It's not,
crazy.
yeah, it's crazy. So I think as Africans, as individuals, we need to start removing our eyes from what other people are doing. Okay, this person is looking happy and well settled. He has a lot of money. He should come back
Mm,
home. No, you will be shocked or surprised at the sacrifices the person has to make over there. Some people might not even, cut their hair. They might not
mhm,
braid their hair. I would like to say that this is my first braid ever since I moved to the UK.
mm.
Moving to the UK, you have to like, plan yourself. When you jackpot, you plan yourself. This is the first braid I've made, the first hair I have made in the UK.
And you've been in the UK for how many years now?
For 2 years.
Wow.
So it doesn't just happen like that. People don't just jackpot and make money. They work hard. People work
Mm,
hard. And they have to start life all over again. They have to set up their family all over again. They have to,
mm,
live in your home country. You probably, some people might not even have houses, might not have anything, or they would have
mm,
to sell everything and start life afresh. They need to settle. Even in settling, there are things they need to do.
mm.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that was Ruth's comment, and
Oh,
we see it
lovely.
up there on the screen. Okay, so I want to ask one question again. How did you adapt to the new culture, the environment, this new place? You're now in the UK. How have you adapted to everything in the UK?
Mm. Oh well, so I would say we've just taken things as they come. So we just take things one step at a time. Um, for me, I didn't really experience too much of a culture shock.
Mm,
Um, Maybe because I had schooled here before, so it wasn't too much. And my husband too did not experience too much of a culture shock. And I would say maybe because we were together, we were always sharing our experiences. I mean,
mm,
laughing over things. So it wasn't so hard for us to adjust. Um, and we went as a family. So it wasn't too hard for us to adjust. We were able to share difficult times if there was any. We're just able to share with each other and move through that phase. And
mm,
I think moving over or going abroad is quite easy now because the information is out there. If you need to move, you're aware of what you need to pack. You're aware of the food you need to carry. So it's not as harsh as when
mm.
back in the days when you just go blindly. Now you have social media, you can have a picture of where you're going. You can have a
Yeah,
feel of the place you're going to land. So
yeah.
it wasn't hard to be honest. Maybe the only part where you need to is that you're starting life again. You need to make new friends, you need to meet new people,
Mm,
and yeah, that's where your social skills come in. You start interacting with others and all of that. So it's not that difficult. It's not that difficult with the aid of social media and the information we have. There are lots of groups, support groups.
mm-hmm.
If you're moving as a nurse, I'm sure nurses have their group. If you're moving
Yeah.
as a student in your school, you would have welcome. Um, you have Facebook groups set up for you where they discuss and tell you things that you should expect, things that you need to bring. There's this support, there's this, you have mentors everywhere. So it's not that
Mm.
hard anymore. Yeah.
Okay. So I know you're just mentioning the issue of social interaction. I hear a lot of the times, people people say, "Oh, it can get lonely and stuff like that." What has that been like for you? Thankfully, you're married, you have children, so they keep you busy and everything. But outside the family circle, what has it been like for you? And the church circle, because I'm sure you probably belong to a church or something like that. So
Yeah.
minus church, minus family, what has
Okay, okay.
interactions been
So
like?
I did a video of loneliness
Okay,
on my channel. And
okay.
but that was when I started. But for me, I'm a very jovial person. I know how to interact with strangers. So it's not really
Mm-hmm.
been that bad for me. And I keep in touch with a friend. I'm grateful and very blessed to have a friend that I can talk to every single time. I can reach every single time. So I'm usually in touch with my friends and family back at home. My friends and family back at home. So I don't feel that lonely because I've kept that connection. I speak with my family members a lot. I'm a stay at home mom. I don't work at the moment. So I don't interact with people outside apart from church, apart from maybe when I go shopping and I meet people and I talk to them. So, and then the friends I have made. So that's it. I've just kept my relationships with my family members, my friends, and I've kept it going. So I don't feel lonely.
Okay.
Yeah. But then when I
You
was
mm-hmm.
sorry,
Carry on.
yeah, it's the same thing. I mean, I don't feel lonely. I was just trying to reflect and remember when I came for my masters. That was in 2016 back then. Um, there were times I felt lonely.
Hmm.
Yes, because I was all alone. I was by myself,
Hmm.
and the principle still remains the same. Just keep in touch with people back at home. Yeah,
Hmm.
that's been my saving saving. I
I
don't know
see.
what to say. Yeah.
Okay. Nengi, I want to
Yes.
know. Okay, what do you miss most about your home country? That's Nigeria. What do you miss
Ooh.
most?
Hmm. I miss. Who most? I miss the weddings. I miss Nigerian weddings. Saturday.
What?
Can you hear me?
Hmm.
I miss
Yeah, I can hear
Saturday.
you. Yeah.
The events. Yeah, that's it. The different events. Because you don't go for any event here. There's nothing. Nothing's happening. Well, things are happening. Things are happening. To be honest, like there are different things going on. There, you can go to different places, but in Nigeria, what I liked was all those, weddings. Saturday, every Saturday. But yeah, that was it. I miss those things, and hanging out with my
Okay.
friends. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And then
You know
the
what?
next on the list is Nigerian food.
Oh,
The
you
next
miss
on the
it.
list. Yeah, too. I make Nigerian food here, but I've eaten jollof rice. I'm tired. Jollof is my go-to.
Uh,
I
yeah.
have. In fact, in Nigeria, jollof is supposed to be like special. I make jollof rice every week, every day. There's jollof every time. So I miss that. Special. Things that are special. Now everything is just anything I eat is there's no special thing about African food. I just make sure I eat what I can eat. There's no excitement. I still eat African food. I still eat Nigerian food, but there's no excitement in eating it. I don't know because when you're in Nigeria, there's an excitement that comes because there are
And then
special
you be
occasions for
you be comparing
you be comparing. There
from
are special occasions
vendors.
for special. You go out, you see they are doing grilled fish. You're like, ah, but here you do grilled fish. It's like grilled fish. I'm doing grilled fish. But when you go out, you see grilled fish. You're like, ah, I want to eat. There's something different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to
Yeah.
jollof, people say the battle of jollof is between no, I'm not even going to do the country, not even the country thing, but I hear people say the battle of jollof is between, is it wedding jollof and funeral jollof? I don't
Ew.
know if you look, look. I'm telling you, hey, when I
Hi,
heard
mine.
look,
That's so funny.
funeral jollof, oh my god, you'd be
Oh.
amazed what people come up with. You'd be
So which
amazed.
one did they say they like?
Well, I hear funeral jollof wins. I hear funeral jollof
I
wins.
know.
Yeah, funeral jollof wins. Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
so
funny.
Mrs. Nengi Willie,
Yes.
it's been a pleasure so far. We're not done.
Ah,
A few more questions, okay?
good.
Um, how have your perspectives and identity evolved since Japan to the UK? Hey, before you answer that, so are you a Japanian? Are you a Japanian now?
Call me whatever you want to call me. I want to. I don't want to sound, just call me what. It doesn't really
I like
matter. Call
that.
me anything you want
I
to
like
call me.
that.
Yeah.
Look, I hope you guys are watching. This is the response you get from someone who is living a good life, from someone who is sure about the decisions she's taking. And so while others will complain about the stressful parts of, migrating, clearly, I'm not saying she doesn't face challenges. Clearly, she will face, I mean, we're humans, so we all go through our challenges. But her response, and I know Nengi and Dr. Eto very well. They are content and they are happy with the decisions they've taken. And my wife and I can testify to the fact that God has blessed them and they're enjoying life. So please take your time. If you want to Jakpa, do it. If you want to do it, but be very sure it's for you. As you can hear her, we should call her whatever, whether she's a Japanian or whatever. She's having a good time and she doesn't really care. All she knows is it's been good for her life, for her family, and
Oh,
they made the right decisions. Okay, so guys,
that's
stick to
good.
that. Make sure it's good for you. So please get let's get back into the question I asked you. How have your Oh, okay. Stanley says funeral jollof is funeral jollof is the best. Thank you, Stanley.
I
Really
can see that's
appreciate
like
it.
that's so
Yeah.
funny.
Thank you,
Oh,
Stanley.
thank
Yeah.
you,
So the
Stanley.
question I asked, yes, I was asking, how have your perspectives and identity evolved, since you migrated?
Oh,
Yeah.
great question. I just want to say, what you said before. Thanks for, buttressing that point about, you know, me being happy about the move and all
Yeah.
of that,
Yeah.
and not.
Yeah.
It is so, and that's why I said I didn't want to be, in the jackpot, that because it was like if
Yeah.
it didn't happen when we started the
Hmm.
journey, we were just at the mercy of God. To be honest, it's like, Lord, this is what we want to do. This is
Yeah.
what we want to do. Just bless it. Help us. Let's get to that
Yeah.
place. Let us get to where we want. We're not desperate, so to
Hmm.
say. Because even when times came when I think at some point it was at a point when we needed to book the flight ticket. So we had paid for the exam as the PLAP 2. And we needed to book the flight tickets. And we're just wondering,
Just a
where is
second. John says nothing beats birthday jollof.
praise God?
thank,
I'm
thank you,
happy
John.
that this is funny. So we have
Yeah.
wedding, birthday, and funeral jollof.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. So we needed to book the flight, And we're just
Mm-hmm.
wondering where we had the money to book the flight, but before you go and apply for your visa and all of that, you also need to have proof of funds.
Yeah.
So you cannot go and start taking out the money from there to be doing things. So that's tough situation came up. And when you've really gone into a thing and you're just wondering, how am I going to go past this stage? How am I going to
Yeah.
And we just prayed about, we just trusted God. It
Mm.
was our tummies were rumbling, at that point. Like, how are we going to go about this? And we just casted it. We just let it go. So the joy is that we didn't do the journey alone. God helped us.
Mm.
And we were really, if he said no, we were ready to back off or back down.
Mm.
We're not having Trust me, we're not comfortable in Nigeria.
Mm.
So it's not like and it's not comfortable for anybody. It's not comfortable for anybody. But if we were not getting that go ahead, that leading, that open, we're not ready to press and push too much.
Mm. Mm.
Um we would press as perhaps, Lord, please pray and ask, but not push ourselves beyond what we
Mm.
were given. So
I
anyway,
get
that
you.
that was it. So back to my perspective. How has my perspective changed? I am I'm very free. I'm very
Mm.
free right now. I respect people, but I'm not afraid of elders.
Mm.
I used to be
Mm.
I used to respect my elders and fear them. Like really
Mm.
fear,
Yeah,
like,
it's an African thing.
yeah.
It's an
So
African
anyone
thing.
who is older than me, I'm afraid to even I approach
Speak
you.
again. Yeah.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
approach you with humility and grace, like,
Yeah.
please, please.
It's
So
it's
I'm
it's
free
it's a
now.
thing.
It's a thing.
Yeah.
But here in outside, you call people by their names. Nobody
Ooh.
even care about it.
That's the funny thing. Like
Yeah.
in Africa, oh my God, you de- you
How
have people
dare
that
you?
say, "Hey, it's doctor, it's apostle." It's like if you don't
Yeah.
put those things
If you don't
there,
put those titles, if you don't,
you know.
um,
But my dad said something. I'm not sure who he quoted it from. He was like, the more you ascend in terms of impact and all, you should be heading towards just your first name as
hmm,
being the thing people know you for.
yeah,
I mean, we hear of Moses in the Bible. I don't know his surname. All I know is he was Moses. There was just one Moses.
yeah.
It wasn't Moses Ej or Moses Uloma or something. All we know was just Moses.
Ooh,
So the higher,
deliver,
the
deliverer
higher,
Moses.
you know, apostle, this, like doctor,
Yeah, all the big
just the
big
first
names.
name. Just the
Yeah,
first name.
yeah. and
Okay.
and it's amazing. I think that is so liberating. It allows you to be
Yeah.
yourself, to
Yeah.
be and these things might actually have an impact in the way things are, because young people see things that are wrong and they can't speak up because the person is older. you
Mm.
know I have learned, how to speak respectfully but still air your views. Like, it's being practiced
Yeah.
everywhere here.
Yeah.
Like, there's respect for human life, there's respect for human beings, there's that
Mm.
general respect. You don't go out and someone would, you know, talk to you rudely. I
Mm.
know people talk about, I haven't experienced racism. People talk about
Mm.
that, but I don't care. I am not I don't even put it at the back of my mind that I am
Oh.
disadvantaged in any way.
Mm.
So I go out and I'm okay. I smile at people. If you talk to me, I talk to you, and I can have a conversation with anyone if I want to have that. So those are the things. It's a different. You just realize that there's nothing special. Everybody is a human being. Yes, there's
Exactly.
nothing special. Everybody is a human. We all have flaws. We all do great things. We can
Mm,
achieve whatever we can achieve. There's nothing
mm,
limiting you. So that has been the the shift in my mind. Yeah.
mm.
And yeah, basically
Just
that.
as you're saying that, I saw Ruth's comment, and she said, "So then I believe this whole growth and development thing starts from our mindset." And I agree. I can't,
Yeah.
take this away. This is absolutely correct because if the mind is not developed properly or the mindset is not right, look, you can be in the White House and you still be struggling,
Yeah.
you know, or you now relocate to a better condition and you don't even make the best of the opportunities you have.
Yeah.
As you were speaking, Nengi, I heard you like this whole racism thing. You haven't experienced it. You said something really important, and I loved it. I loved it for two reasons. I remember just this evening, I went up the mountains. We are done with Bible studies, but one very one gentleman I really respect so much, wealthy man. He was just telling me he had gotten off a board meeting, and he was like, some of these issues like racism, it's still there, but so what? Like you move on, And then I hear you say the same thing again. Like I think sometimes we just have to move on and realize that these things are there.
Yeah.
Life is such that people will not always be fair. Life is such that people will try to disrespect us and whatever. People will try to cheat. Life is such that we will have leaders that will be irresponsible. But so what? Let's move on and let's see what
Hmm.
we can do with our lives. And who knows if we have a better, if we have better leaders, then we can do something more. But to always stay in this victimized position and mind,
Yeah, exactly.
it's something that is not liberating. And I think
Yeah.
sometimes a lot of people get stuck in that condition, feeling like
Yeah.
they're victims for the rest of their lives. So Ruth, that's a powerful one there. Oh, Francis says dates jollof. that's
So
that's a that's a that's a funny one. Please dates
oh
jollof.
my
Wow.
goodness.
Are you sure it's
No.
not the date that is exciting? Are you sure it's the jollof and not the date?
I think the dates.
Okay.
I think I would go for the date.
The dates jollof. Thank you,
Oh,
Francis.
nice. Thanks, Francis.
Okay. All right. So, Nengi,
Yeah.
we're still with you here. Um, what advice would you give to anyone who wants to Jakpa? Okay.
Mm.
Now this is very important because the first time I put the Jakpa video out there, Nengi, a lot of people reached out to me like I was a traveling agent. I'm telling you, and that's a funny thing because I started asking myself, oh, was I promoting the whole Japa thing?
Yeah.
But I think for me, I really want us to get into it. Okay, and that's why. But so again, what advice do you have for anyone who wants to Japa or to migrate?
Okay. I would advise that have a plan. First of
Hmm,
all, yeah, just
have a plan.
get a blank book
Hmm,
and put down the things. What do you have that will allow you to jackpot?
hmm,
That's like the first thing you want to leave. How can you leave? You need to know
hmm,
how can you leave. Then you ask yourself, why are you leaving? Like, what are the reasons why I'm leaving? Of course, a lot of people would say economic reasons, security. There are so many reasons. Look at your own present, situation and look at where you want to go. How are you going to start life there? What are the things you're going to do to settle? What would it cost you? You need to know what it will
Mm,
cost you. So I'm just talking about the plan. You need to know what you have, what it will cost you, and see, is it something that you can do? Is it something that you can, pull resources here and there? Talk to a few people, see what can you do. Just plan first. And once the things, I mean, everything is looking good, and then you can see that there's a go ahead, start making moves. Make moves by faith. Some things you won't see the end, you won't see how it's going to happen, but trust God.
mm,
Take a step. Take a step. Be patient. I
mm,
said, when I was talking, I said we started 2018
mm.
and we left at 2022. So how many years is that? It's at 4.
4 years.
4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, four
Wow.
years. And we had that delay. There was this story behind it. I think my husband is best. He's the one that can tell you that story best because he would use all the terms and everything. But we waited 4 years from when the idea was nursed and the desire was there. So it was 4 years after that we finally moved. God will make a way for you, doors will be open, but you have to work hard, plan, just make sure that you know where you're going, and that the plan over there too is a bit, you
Mm,
know I won't say secure. Let it not be too,
mm.
let it be clear. Let it be clear that you have a role, something that yes, let it be clear
It's
that you have what you will be doing. That's the same thing. What do you
mm,
have? What do you have? What will make
mm,
you successful at this end, or what will you be doing at this end? It has to be clear. That's what I can say. I'm not I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert, and every individual has their own, you know, path of life. They have their own, story, and the way God writes their own story. But these fundamentals have to be there. Plan, look at your plan, revisit it, redesign it, but just make sure that you're always going back and forth to the drawing board, and that you are clear of what you're going to be doing when you get to where you go. Yeah, the
mm.
information is everywhere. Check, research, read up, see what am I going to do? What is happening at that end? Is it
So
a
it's
place
not
I would
dream.
like to go?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's possible people think it's also dreamland. Once you get there, everything just works for you, and I don't
No.
know, but I like what you said. You have a role. Everyone has a role to play. There's a role to play, even when you migrate. So
Yes, you don't just come
physical,
and then
yeah,
and then
eh, and then
you're going to be working hard.
everything just changes. Yeah.
Yes, you need to be. So the thing is, I don't want. Maybe I should say hardworking.
Mm.
You shouldn't be slothful. You're not.
Mm-hmm.
You are someone who you want to do something meaningful out of your life. You want your life to count.
Mm.
You're not just, it's not chilling. You're not just looking for where to chill and all of that. I mean, it's gonna come, but just like as you are in Africa, wherever you are wanting to migrate, you want your life to count. I think that should be the driving force. Is like
Mm. Mm.
I want my life to have meaning. I want to be
Yeah.
doing
Yeah.
something. And I think that's what is driving most of the young people. Most of us
Mm.
are home, I stayed at home for a while before I got a job. And it's
Mm.
not nice. It's
It's
not
not.
nice.
It's not.
When you don't have a job, you have skills, you want to it's not just about money, but you want to do something meaningful with your life. Or you get the job and they are not utilizing you well. You're not, nothing is building you. These are the challenges that we face in Africa. You might go
Yeah.
into an organization and it's not organized. There's nothing that can build, yeah, nothing to build a young person up to the
Yeah.
place where he
Yeah.
can now, build others. We as young people, you have to learn. The learning continues. It's not that you just finish school and then you have to learn. So that's why you see people trying to go into good organizations, because that's
Mm.
where you actually grow, not where you are just maybe still typing. You have
Mhm.
degree and you're just typing letters. That's all. When there are leadership skills that you can get, there are
Mhm.
trainings you can go for. And these are the things that happen here. You are doing your normal work, but you're also gaining other skill sets. You would have
Mhm.
trainings. There's a whole lot of focus on training and developing the person. So that is what I believe is driving young people out of, or wanting people to Jakpa. It's not just because they want to have meaning. They want their lives to count. They want to
Yeah.
become better
I agree
people.
with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's really not easy. I think someday we would delve later into what our individual journeys have been like, from school, personal development, that time of, trying to figure out how to put your skills
Yeah.
into practice, and then, marriage and all that. That definitely deserves a session. Okay.
Session.
All right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Nengi. Uh, just two more and we're done. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we would ask our viewers if they have any special question for you. Okay.
Okay.
But let me just ask, I think I'll just ask one because you already mentioned the other. How have you managed in, keeping up with your relationships, after Japan, relationships and connections with your homeland, those in Nigeria? How have you managed to keep the connections and relationships?
Oh, okay. So it's been. I keep my connections with a few people, not everybody. I tried to when I came, try to chat with everybody, but life
Mm,
moves on.
mm,
Um, Not everybody will be able to keep up with you, and
mm.
you too, you wouldn't be able to keep up with everybody. So I just keep in touch with my friends, my people that have been
Close.
close, and I'm not so good at it too. I've just been I just had people who also check up on me, you know. So
Mm,
that has been it. It's not me doing everything. Some days I've not called anyone, and people call and say, ah, how have you been? So I'm really grateful for that. It's not just on my side. I've had especially my mom, she made it a point of duty to call me every day. So
wow.
initially I wasn't into it. I wasn't, but I realized that it mattered to her, like calling me every day. And every day, if I've not spoken to her, I know that I haven't spoken to her, and I have to make sure I
Mm,
call immediately the next day or something. And also my friend, she's one of my friends, Kimberly, she calls me every day, almost every day. And that, I can tell you, has just been the things that have kept me going, without family and friends here.
mm.
So it's not been me. I've had people who have shown me what to do, and I'm thankful for it. So that's just it. That's just it. Yeah, I think the people back at home, especially our parents, and they know that you need them
Yeah.
much more than you realize. It's
Yeah.
later on you see that they're calling you frequently is actually a blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, guys, there you have it. It's the part two of the Jackpot Convey with Mrs.
Oh,
Nengi
are we
Willie.
over?
No, no, we're not done yet.
Okay,
It's the
okay.
opportunity. Please, if you have any question to ask either myself or Mrs. Nengi Willie, please feel free and ask at this point? Just let us know. Just type in your question and we will know. So while we wait for any special question, how have you and the family been?
It's been great, thank God. Um, it's been a wonderful journey, you
Okay.
know, parenting and
Yeah.
being a mom to two young kids. It's been
Yeah.
a wonderful journey. I'm
It's
very
it's it's
thankful for it.
it's a
Yeah,
blessing.
it's a
It's a
blessing.
blessing that comes with a lot of work.
A lot of
I was
work.
I was I was laughing with a colleague today that those are the things that you learn on the job. To be a parent, you can't be taught. You can be guided, but you can't be taught. You can't be taught
Exactly.
that. And also being a wife, a wonderful wife to Mr. Sorry, to Dr. Etta, is not a joke. It's
A
not a
joke.
joke. I'm sure they gave you counseling and all that, but you realize it's on the job, and
On job.
you've done well so far. You've done well so
Thank
far.
God. Yeah.
Done well
Thank
so
God.
far. Okay. So just let us know if you have any other questions, so you can send it to me or to Nengi on
Yeah.
IG or WhatsApp or something, and we can address it. We can address it
Connect with
later
me.
on. Nengi, one more thing before you go. Are you returning to the the pastry and pizzas and stuff? I saw your TikTok video on the was it grilled? Was it tilapia? Was
Oh,
it,
oh,
was it
that's
tilapia?
on YouTube. That's on YouTube. I did
No,
the fish. Yeah, I did tilapia on YouTube.
it was
It's
YouTube
very
rather.
good. Yeah,
Okay, on YouTube. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Are you making? Are you? Do you have plans of getting back with? Because I know you cook great stuff, and I think
Ooh,
the challenge is mixing it with parenting, being that wonderful mom and wife, and then
yeah.
bringing the. I know it's not easy, but whenever you do, we'll be looking out for it. And
Oh yes.
we'll send a strong shout out to our folks in the UK
Oh
to
my
buy, to
goodness.
purchase
Please,
it.
they should
We'll
come.
purchase it. The demand will come overrunning. So just let us know when you're ready to go commercial with that, and we'll spread the word.
Definitely,
We'll
definitely.
spread the
I'm
word.
working on something and hopefully it comes out. Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. So thank you very much. We really appreciate you. Thank you so much again, our audience, for
Oh,
sticking with us almost 2 hours. We appreciate, because we had the
oh, that's
technical stuff
cool.
earlier on, but we really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone.